Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Reader's Workshop. Well, today you can't see him, but I have my little sidekick here. Let's see. Can you see that little white bob of fur? That is my doggy Bentley. I would pick him up, but then he would probably not be happy. He would start barking. But do you know, every day when I get home from work, Bentley's eyes get real big and his tail starts wagging. What do you think that means? Yeah, he's happy. He's very happy to see me. And then sometimes he puts his little paws like this and he lays on the couch when I have the computer up and he's going, what do you think that means when he's whimpering? Yeah, you're right. It's because he's sad, right? And then sometimes if someone rings the doorbell or knocks on the door, he starts barking really loud, right? So that then he's like a little like warning me, like, oh, somebody's there. He might be a little afraid. Well, friends, today we're going to talk about feelings of the characters in your stories. And today I want to teach you that readers expect characters, just like I expect Bentley's feelings to change across the story. But when those feelings change, readers have to take action. They change their reading voices to show each new feeling. It makes you sound like a teacher, right? Because you would be so bored if your teacher at school or your teacher on the computer read in the same voice all day long. You would be super bored, right? So when characters' feelings change, we have to change our voices to match those feelings. So let's take a look at our anchor chart and review that readers meet characters along the way. We go on adventures with these characters. We learn about them by watching what they say, what they do, where they are, what they like, and what they dislike. We pay close attention to those other characters in the story. And we reread to learn more and more about the characters by looking at the pictures and studying the words. And we bring characters to life. You know, we make those characters just like we do in our writing. We can move and make them talk. We can even show action when we're reading. And today we are going to notice feelings and when they change in the story. And then we're going to make our voices change. If someone is happy at the beginning of the story, but they're sad at the end of the story, we don't want our voices to sound really happy and cheery at the end. We want our voice to match how the character is feeling. So we're going to try that again today with Mr. Putter and Tabby, because sometimes a character's feelings change in an instant. And sometimes their feelings don't change for a while. So we have to be on the lookout the whole time we're reading. And today, if you notice a change in my reading, I want you to give me a thumbs up. Now, the first thing I'm going to do before I start is I'm going to look at the picture. And I see Miss Teaberry there, and I see Mr. Putter, and they have smiles on their faces. So they look pretty happy, right? So I'm going to start off reading in a happy voice. Drop the ball. The Yankee Doodle Dandies were very nice. They let Mr. Putter and Miss Teaberry play right away. Mr. Putter took the outfield and Miss Teaberry took shortstop. The batter came up. Swing and miss. Swing and miss. Swing and miss. Thought Mr. Putter in the outfield. I could be taking a nap. Now, I don't see a picture of Mr. Putter on this second page, but I'm looking at his thoughts, and it doesn't seem like he's quite as excited anymore because he says, thought Mr. Putter in the outfield. And here's his thoughts. I could be taking a nap. So I want to change my voice to think, hey, maybe Mr. Putter's feelings are changing about baseball. Let's see. So I'm going to read the next few pages out loud, and I want you to think about how the characters are feeling and be on the lookout for when the feelings change again. Ready? Okay, here we go. Another batter came up. Swing and miss, swing and miss, swing and a ground ball to second. Miss Teaberry leaped into action. She ran for the ball. She reached for the ball. Then, glomp, Zeke got the ball. He was very proud. He ran around in circles. Drop the ball, Zeke! Everyone yelled. Zeke did not drop the ball. The other team scored. Oh dear, said Miss Teaberry. Oh boy, thought Mr. Putter. Did you see how my feelings changed? It was very exciting there because glomp, then Zeke got the ball and he ran around and around and they're yelling, drop the ball. They're probably not happy about that because the other team scored. So you can see on Miss Teaberry's face, she doesn't look thrilled. And Mr. Putter, he doesn't look very thrilled either. So I had to make my voice change to match their feelings. Tabby purred in the dugout. Baseball was fun. Why do you think Tabby thinks baseball's fun? Because Tabby's getting to chill out, right? But today, guys, and every day when you're reading your storybooks, you'll want to make sure that you're studying your characters very closely and watching the signs to keep track of how they're feeling and when those feelings change. Then you're going to want to take, just like in the movies, action and change your voice to show the new feeling. So today, guys, take action of your reading. Make your voice match the character's feelings. And sometimes if you really want to go back and reread and sound more like the character, you could use your sticky notes and you could keep track of how the characters are feeling in your story. So when you're reading at home today, you could use sticky notes, or if you don't have sticky notes like this, you could use a sheet of paper. And if you read a page and you say, oh, my character's happy, then you could just draw a smiley face on your sticky note. Or, oh, my character's mad. You might draw a mad face. Or my character is surprised. You might draw a face with a mouth open. So you can't keep track of how your characters are feeling across the story sometimes by using sticky notes. So friends, take action today and change those voices to match those feelings of your characters.